Mädchen, die übernatürliche Kräfte haben und über ihre Abenteuer, die sie haben. Detention party. Why are you all here? I asked my friends, who were also in detention. Yes, I mean Sage, Link, Amity, and even Nika. This isn't normal. This is so stupid, retorted Nika. Well, it wasn't my idea, Sage responded. Shh, hushed Senor Costa, our Spanish teacher. Nika sighed and said, May I? Fine, but do a huge gust of wind cut Sage off. Then, suddenly, there was a huge tornado-like thing surrounding Senor Costa. I heard gagging noises, but then the tornado dissolved, and Senor Costa fell to the ground, unconscious. Amity walked up to him and put a finger to his head. You could have at least let me put him to sleep, along with some memory loss, instead of suffocating the poor man. Come on. How Nika did it was way cooler, and plus, you still got to give him some memory loss. Laughed Link. Amity rolled her eyes at Link, but he just chuckled. Fire is way cooler than toying with feelings. Amity shot him a look I never thought she'd know how to do. Oh my god, can we just get to the point before Amity decides to make ourselves think we're 2 years old? Yelled Sage. Everyone sat up again, and Link said, Jay, there's something we need to tell you. You know what? Showing you will be easier. He stood up out of his chair, and with a flick of his hand, a ring of fire surrounded us. Link, you klutz, you forgot about Senor Costa, screamed Sage. I couldn't believe my eyes. Senor Costa was on fire and still asleep. Link quickly put out the fire by lowering his hand and let out a long breath. After him, Nika stood up. He smiled and said, Don't worry, I'll make sure I don't hurt Senor Costa. Sage coughed. Oh, hush, mumbled Link, while Nika raised both his hands and head towards the sky. Nothing happened. Everyone started laughing, but Nika kept his hands raised and a concentrated and calm look on his face. Look outside. And sure enough, Nika had created 5 tornadoes. He lowered his hands and the tornadoes died down. Then Sage stood up. My turn, she sang, with a slightly sadistic face expression. Instead of raising her hands, she tilted her head backwards and closed her eyes. Green vines burst out of the ground and curled around the chairs. Next to me, a flower appeared. Sage sat down again and smiled to herself. Finally, Amity stood up. She looked at Link. Where there were once brown eyes, now were a deep purple. She also gave Link a sadistic smile. Link protested. Hey, come on, please don't. It was too late. He started making baby noises and crawling around on the floor. Then Sage started crying, and Nika laughed without stopping. Wow, I thought. Amity isn't as innocent as I thought she was. Amity's eyes turned back to normal, and so did everyone else. Everyone was silent except for Link. Not cool. At all. All heads turned to me. Your turn, spoke Amity. I think we should tell her what we are and what we do before she shows us what she herself can do, said Nika. Yeah, good idea, said Sage. I'll start. Well, as you saw, I am an element with the power to manipulate plants and earth, well, ground. I'm also an element with the power to manipulate fire. As Link said that, cracks filled with lava appeared on his skin. Next was Nika. I'm also, surprise, surprise, an element with the power to manipulate air. Now came Amity. I'm an element, and other than the other element wielders, I can manipulate the mind, read it, and communicate with others through thoughts. Then she did it. Like right now, you're thinking about how awesome all of our powers are, and especially mine, because we're communicating through thoughts. You're also thinking that you're finally not alone anymore. Ah, and there seems to be something else on your mind. Man, this something else is everywhere. Stop that. Get out of my head, I breathed. Amity's bright smile dimmed. I'm sorry. No, I understand. I was after all in your mind, and felt the same feelings you felt. There's something else. Seems to bring you a lot of pain, but you also care about it. A little bit embarrassed, I tilted my head down. Awkward, murmured Link. Anyways, come on. Okay. Show us your power, Jay. I hesitated. My powers. I found out about them before, but I didn't know how to control them, and I didn't want to hurt another innocent person. I'm sorry, you guys, but I don't know how to use my powers. Amity cut me off. That's not true. There is a difference between not knowing how to use one's power and not knowing how to control it, you know, she said in her always cheery voice. There was a long pause. Why don't we go for a walk, suggested Amity. Chapter 4, Cliffhanger. What are we doing here? I asked. The woods are beautiful. Don't ask such a stupid question. Okay, sorry, Sage. Right, her power lies within the plants and ground. Should have known. We walked in silence, deeper and deeper into the woods. The only noise was the crunching of our boots sinking into the snow. Never have I wandered so deep into the woods before, and I mean without an actual trail to follow. Looking up, I saw an owl watching us with its vigil eyes, perched on one of the leafless branches of the humongous trees. As I studied the owl, I noticed something odd about it, but I couldn't tell exactly what it was. We finally got past the owl, and as we neared the edge of a cliff, we stopped. Amity looked at me. Well, here we are, and jumped off the cliff. No, Amity! I reached my hand out. A weird surge of energy coursed through me, spreading and pulsing through my body. I looked down and Amity was gone. Then, suddenly behind me, Amity emerged from this odd black-colored hole. So that's your power. Portals. Well, bending gravity to be exact. But of course, that's only one of your many powers. What? Sorry, read your mind again. Bad habit. She giggled. Exasperated and out of breath, I fell down on both knees. Then everything went black. Das war jetzt mein Buch. Ich habe es noch nicht fertig geschrieben und ich habe jetzt gerade Kapitel 3, 4 und ein bisschen aus 5 gelesen. Ich weiß noch nicht, wie es ausgehen wird, aber ich freue mich schon, wenn ich das fertig schreiben werde. Weil dann möchte ich noch ein zweites Buch schreiben und ich habe schon so viele Ideen. Das habe ich noch nicht aufgeschrieben, aber das hatte ich jetzt schon seit mehr als 4 Monaten. Also glaube ich, dass ich es nicht vergessen werde. Also ja, frohe Weihnachten und schönes neues Jahr.